Hello, and welcome to our third day of this 7-day chair yoga series. And today we're going to focus on holding postures. So, as we're holding the postures, we always put emphasis on the breath, right? Just remember moving with your breath, right? So, my guidance is just telling you to inhale or exhale with each movement. It's always with your breath at your own pace, okay? Even if it's not with the timing of the video, do it with your own time. And besides breath, you can also focus on the sensations in the body. So if you can feel the sensations, if you feel sensitive enough to do that, focus on the sensations of the stretch, where you feel the stretch in the body, and allowing it to naturally relax with your breath. And then going a little further, but it's important not to force ever, because it's just going to cause the body to tense up and resist. Okay? So let's get started. So bring the hands resting on the knees. And just let your eyes softly close. Relax the eyes. Relax the forehead. And just allow your breath to slow down a bit without forcing. Try to breathe a little more deeply down into the belly, the space just below the ribs. And bring your attention to the space between your inhales and exhales. So at the top of your inhale, before you begin to exhale, just bringing your attention to that space where you're neither inhaling or exhaling. Not trying to consciously lengthen it, just observing and continuing with your breath. And as you get to the end of the exhale, as you begin to inhale just before, noticing that space where you're neither inhaling or exhaling. Again, not trying to lengthen it. And just keep your attention on these two spaces between the inhale and exhale, allowing the body to breathe naturally. And then we'll bring the hands together at the heart. And we'll take 3 deep breaths together. And then bring the hands down to the knees. Inhaling, we'll lengthen the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Bring the left hand up and bring it to the back of the neck. Right? You can bring it to the top of the head if that's not comfortable. And then we're going to bring the right hand to the left elbow. Right? And if you can't reach here, just bring both hands to the top of the head is fine. Inhaling, open the chest. And exhale, hinge over towards the right. Focusing on stretching the back of the left arm. Smooth, natural breaths. We're going to hold here. So try not to shift the weight to the side that you begin to feel the left hip lift. Try to keep both sit bones on the ground, on the chair. Inhale and come up. And just the opposite, bring the right hand either to the back of the neck or the top of the head, wherever's comfortable for you. Bring the left hand to the right elbow and lengthen first. Exhaling, hinge over towards the left, focusing on stretching the back of the right arm, the upper arm. Inhaling, come up, and bring the hands down to the sides. Inhaling, just drop your right ear to the right shoulder. And you can bring the right hand over onto the left side of the head and just help guide to lengthen the neck. So not pressing down, but try to, like you're pulling the top of the head up away from the base of the neck. Relax the left shoulder down. And smooth, even breaths. And inhaling, bring the head upright. Just the opposite. We'll bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Bring the left hand on the right side of the head. And again, not pressing down, but trying to lengthen the neck. Dropping the right shoulder down towards the hip. And inhaling, bring the head upright. We're going to bring the hands around the right knee and pull the knee in towards the chest. Try to keep the spine long, chest open as you do this. And smooth, deep breaths. And try to keep the hip pressing down into the chair, the sit bone pressing down into the chair. And exhale, bring the right foot down to the floor. Same thing on the left side. Hands around the left knee and pull the knee in towards the chest. Keep the left sitting bone pressing down into the chair. Spine long, chest open. With your own breath. And exhale, bring the left foot down to the ground. And then we're going to turn to the right side first. So bring the right foot on the right side of the chair, toes pointing straight out to the right, and bring the left foot pointing forward in front of the chair. Okay? Bring the hands up to shoulder height. And this is warrior two. We'll hold here for a few breaths. So relax the neck down. You can bring the gaze over the right hand. And pull the shoulder blades together in the back. Try to relax the chest. Smooth, natural breaths, lengthening the spine with your inhales. Next time you inhale, drop the left hand down to the chair, sweep the right hand up, and focus on lengthening between the hip and the rib here on the side of the body. Inhaling, bring the hands back to shoulder height. And exhale, bring the right elbow to the right leg. Sweep the left hand up and over. Try to keep the chest facing forward throughout this movement. And focusing on stretching right here between the rib and the hip. Inhale, bring the hands back up to shoulder height. And exhale, hands to the knees. We'll turn to face the front. Bring the feet about hip distance apart, flat on the floor. And we'll bring the hands around to the back of the chair. Roll the shoulders back and open the chest towards the ceiling. So try to just hinge back from the base of the ribs here. Okay? Try to keep the low back straight up to the ribs. And then try to relax from the center of the chest always. Try not to stretch only from the shoulders. Try to stretch from here. Inhale, come up, and then we're going to turn to the left. Bring the left foot on the left side of the chair, right foot straight out in front, toes pointing straight forward, and then we'll bring the hands up to shoulder height. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders, and as much as you can comfortably pull the shoulder blades together, try to open the chest. Your gaze can be over the left hand. And with each inhale, trying to focus on reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, keeping the chest open. Next time you inhale, drop the right hand down, sweep the left hand up, again focusing between the rib and the hip on this left side. Inhaling, bring the hands back to shoulder height, and with your exhale, bring the left elbow to the knee. Sweep the right hand up and over. And again, trying to keep the chest facing forward and focusing on stretching right here between the rib and the hip. And inhaling, bring the hands back to shoulder height. Exhaling, hands to the knees, rotate forward, feet about hip distance apart, and bring the hands around to the back of the chair. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, open the chest towards the ceiling. And inhaling, bring the torso upright. Hands on the knees. Again, feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhale, fold forward. You can either bring the elbows to the knees and fold as much as is comfortable for you, or if it's comfortable, you can bring the hands down to the floor or to the feet. And just let the head relax.
Try to soften the space between the shoulder blades. And just be aware of where you feel the stretch, the sensation of the stretch in the body. Inhaling, slowly come up. And then we'll bring the feet as wide as you comfortably can apart. So you can bring the feet about the width of the legs, but if the wider is comfortable, then go ahead. Have the feet pointing out diagonally like this. Inhale, open the chest. And exhaling, fold forward. So you can bring the elbows to the knees like this, or you can bring the hands down to the ground again. And if the elbows are touching the insides of the knees, just let them hold the knees there so the knees don't try to pull in. And remember, we should feel the stretch in the hips. Try not to put any pressure on the low back as you fold. Relax the neck. And as you inhale, slowly coming up, bring the feet back together. And you can slide all the way to the back of the chair now. So have the hands resting on the knees, have the spine long, chest open, and we'll bring the hands straight out to the sides, palms facing up first. With your exhale, just bring the left hand under the right hand and cross the arms. Bring the hands to the arms or shoulders, and with your exhale, round the back and drop the head. So you can focus on opening the space between the shoulder blades, and even trying to direct the breath into this area. So breathing into the space between the shoulder blades, the upper back. And inhale, come up. Bring the hands out to the sides at shoulder height. Exhale, cross the arms again. Bring the right hand under the left, crossing. Hands to arms or shoulders, wherever they come. And exhaling, drop the elbows into the body, round the upper back. And again, directing the breath into the space between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, bring the hands down to the knees, let the back rest against the chair, and we'll come to Shavasana, relaxation posture. So you can let the feet come out a little bit if you want. So let the hands rest on the legs, or you can bring the hands in the lap like this. And let the eyes softly close. And just bringing your attention within your body and your skin. And observing the sensations of breathing. So as you inhale, just being aware of how the body expands with your breath. And exhaling, being aware of how the body softens and relaxes with your breath. Just observe any sensations that you feel, not trying to judge any as better or worse. And then we'll bring the hands together at the heart, and we'll take 3 deep breaths together. And let the eyes softly open. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. So we'll have tomorrow be the 4th day of this series, and we'll focus on mixing these first 2 days. Okay, so see you then.